p.m. because he sent 63 straight texts to a woman, no response. Harassed her and then sent stuff that shouldn't be sent to anybody, except maybe your husband or wife.
Well, yeah, I mean, unsolicited, explicit pictures from strangers have literally never been a good idea. Like, I don't know one woman that's like, yes, finally, what I've been waiting for.
He is an idiot. And by the way, men do better.
Yeah.
Do
I mean,
better.
maybe after the fifth text, you probably just leave her alone.
If I text somebody and they don't text me back, I'm insecure enough to think I'll never text them again.
Me too.
They don't like me. I'm okay with not being liked. Half
too.
America hates me.
Me too.
But if I send it, but most of the time, you know what happens is somebody sends it. I get 30 in a day. Yours falls into a...
Right, you read it, and then you meant to write back, and then you forgot. Yeah.
There have been times I literally put something, thought I pushed send. I want to talk to you 3 weeks later, and I'm like, oh, my God, I never sent that. How embarrassing.
Yeah.
Guy sent 63 texts to a woman reporter. She didn't respond to any of them. Wouldn't you be... How delusional as a man do you have to be?
Well, yeah, he has some issues. But yeah, just as a note, you don't send unsolicited... Probably don't want to send solicited ones either, but mostly just don't do that. We don't like it. We've said many times we don't like it, but we really don't. We really mean it. We don't like it.
At all.
It's not cute.
And by the way, if a woman sent me something, my first takeaway would be, she's missing some marbles. There's not, listen, anyway. So I'm gonna throw this out there. So I do this for a living. I'm not a journalist. I'm not going to put myself in sort of like Tom Rinaldi's class or, like a journalist, New York Times. I break about one story a year. I'll break a story. We broke the Brady story to the Bucks about once a year, and it's not journalism. It's just like somebody calls me and knows me, and they give me a little scoop. And I have sources for stuff, but I'm in the opinion business. And Joy used to be a real journalist and stuff, and she's in the opinion business. But and she has sources too. But I'm just going to have you think about something. Is Bill Belichick petty or a little bit of a grudge holder?
Yes.
That's not a leap. So I see a story. Josh McDaniels, great offensive coordinator for New England, prime candidate for the Eagles job. If he gets the job, he'll take one or two assistants with him. In the last year, Joe Judge, great Patriot assistant, left. They didn't challenge him. Left, took a couple of assistants. Brian Flores, 2 years ago, left. Defensive coordinator, took a couple of assistants. Josh McDaniels is going to take that Philadelphia job, leaves, takes a couple of assistants. Dante Scarnecchia is already retired. Jed Fish, strangely, spent just 1 year in New England. Now he's the Arizona football coach. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback in New England. It's one of the weakest rosters. They have lost all their top assistants. And what if Belichick waited about 2 more weeks for all the top candidates to be gone and announced his retirement from the Patriots? Colin, he would screw over Robert Kraft. Yes. Let's go back to Belichick as a grudge holder. Who forced him to trade Jimmy Garoppolo? If he is not forced to trade Jimmy Garoppolo, then the Patriots don't embarrass themselves this year. Then Belichick doesn't continually get mocked this year. Don't think Belichick wanted to win this divorce? Oh, it hurts. Folks, you don't think he has an ego? You don't think Saban has an ego? You don't think Popovich has an ego? Brady has not only won this divorce, it makes Belichick look stupid. He can't draft receivers. He couldn't figure out Tom. Just throwing it out there. They've lost Joe Judge. They've lost Flores. They'll lose McDaniels. They raid the staff. You wait a week, the candidate's gone. Dante Scarnecchia, Jed Fish. Colin, he is super competitive. Just take a year off. Cherry pick the best opening in a year. Nobody said Belichick, though he's close to 70, is retiring. Certainly could. Made his money, made his fortune. You think he was happy? One time Robert Kraft has gotten involved in football stuff. Once. Belichick sitting there thinking, what, you don't trust me? Didn't Parcells leave New England? Get to buy the groceries. You want me to make dinner? I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not making a prediction here. This isn't even a theory. But let's just say he left in 2 weeks. New England would be the worst football team in the NFL. No quarterback, no playmakers, bad roster, all the brain power gone, Belichick out. In Jupiter, fishing for a year, talking to Jimmy Johnson, maybe does TV, maybe doesn't. Not saying it's going to happen. This is not a prediction. But the question is Bill a grudge holder? Yeah, that's not really, we're not going to argue that, right? Just throwing it out there. I'm not gonna, again, every loser blogger will be like, Cowherd says. No, I'm just saying.
Well, it's just, I guess it's the amount of weighing if he cares about winning the divorce or not.
Don't you think he looks bad? Don't you think this has hurt his legacy?
I don't know if this year has hurt his legacy, but
Peter Schrager said yesterday, here's what he said about Josh McDaniels and the Philadelphia Eagle job.
Josh McDaniels coming from New England to go work with Howie Roseman, finally becoming a head coaching candidate and finally becoming a head coach in this league would be something to watch, because if there's anyone who can talk to quarterbacks, it's McDaniels. But as we know with what happened in Denver, and then, of course, leaving Indianapolis at the altar there, a lot of teams were like, that is toxic. We don't want to touch it. Do the Eagles have the courage to walk into their media room and say, Josh McDaniels is the number one guy for this job?
Lost a lot of assistants. In a week, 2 weeks, all the good ones are gone. I am not predicting or saying it's going to happen, but it's the kind of stuff that swims in my head when I hear this
What
stuff.
did you call it? The magic shelf?
The magic shelf. It's just like theories and ideas just stored up there and stacked up there in boxes. Hour 2 next. Boy, men can really be idiots. Mets had to fire their GM because he sent 63 straight texts to a woman. No response. Harassed her and then sent stuff that shouldn't be sent to anybody, except maybe your husband or wife.
Well, yeah. I mean, unsolicited, explicit pictures from strangers have literally never been a good idea. Like, I don't know one woman that's like, yes, finally, what I've been waiting for.
He is an idiot. And by the way,